Hi, everybody. So we had started doing is this eyelash going on? We had started doing a business and a side hustle reading. And then I had got called away because I had some other business that I had to do. And now I'm back and we stopped. We asked 4 questions, which is in part one. Now we're on advice. Okay. So you can jump in on this if you feel led to this channel and this reading and you just want to listen to this, fine. Or if you want more, this is a very comprehensive reading and we're using clarifiers and we are using 4 different oracles. Okay. And we're going to spread some charms too because I love business and we're going to do a business reading for the week of March 15th to March 22. All right. So, the advice for business and those of you who are side hustles, I want to be honest with you, is kind of confusing because the advice is the death card, right? I'm like, the fuck? So, but generally, like the death means letting go of releasing what is outdated, like let an old way of operating end, allow a new phase of business or purpose to emerge. Like the only thing that I can think of is I have a client who is starting a business and like she's getting a back office to handle everything. So I don't know. But anyway, um, it's a reset that clears space for something more aligned. So this message is don't hold on to what has already run its course. Some type of transformation. It looks like you might not even know what I'm talking about until next week because this is like a future reading. But some type of transformation. You might have to let go of an old vendor. You might even have to let go of a person. Maybe the cards are saying let your business partner go. I don't know, but I had clarified it and I got the lovers, the hermit, and the empress. All right, we got the lovers, the hermit, and the empress. So, the cards are saying you're going to have to make some type of choice. And, hmm, you lining up with your values and purpose, it might mean that you have to let something go. Like, I see that you may make a decision on alignment next week and not just profit. I feel that next week, okay, if you are, if you vibe with me and I've made predictions for you that's come true, what I see happening is next week, or this could have already happened, but next week, I feel that you're gonna choose a path that feels ethically and spiritually right, even though you can make a lot of money. Otherwise, partnerships and collaborations may be important. Like I had a client who let go of a year-long relationship with a realtor. Okay. And then she joined someone else. It could mean something like that. Okay. It could also mean that some of you are on a crossroad, but I don't feel that. I feel that there's something that you're going to have to let go of because it doesn't line up with your spirit and you're just not trying to just make money. You want to be a whole individual as well. And the hermit next to the lovers is saying that um, the advice, oh no, this is the advice. Oh, I was saying this as a prediction. Okay, no, this is the advice. The advice is to make decisions on alignment and not just profit. The advice is to choose the path because it looks like you're going to have a path to choose next week, business owners. Yeah, it's something about that side hustle next week. There's going to be a get down, and you might be tired. Maybe you tired, or maybe you just maybe something ain't right with them people. I don't know, but they're saying next week to just next week make decisions that are that make you feel aligned, not just profit. Like, yeah, this is the right thing to do. And partnerships and collaborations are going to be very important next week, right? And if I feel like some of you might need to go to Allison.com and maybe take a training class on business relationships, because it seems like whatever business that you're in, how people feel about you is really going to determine your success. So you really, are you do something that the people with the lovers there, they like you, and just keep it like that. Make sure you are building business relationships too with the lovers there, not just money. Like, for instance, write down their birthday or shit like that. Start sending your clients birthday shit. All right, let's move on. So the other card that is clarifying the advice card is the Hermit. And the advice that business owners are getting for next week is to step back and to reflect, like to get quiet. What am I about to do? Hold up, hold up. Let me just be quiet. What am I about to do here? And they say, like, get into your inner wisdom because something needs to go. You might have to let a client go, and it might be a real big client, or you might have to let somebody go who's been your road manager for 5 years. I don't know, but they're saying make decisions that are aligned with your values and with what you're needing and what feels right for you spiritually. You might have to take a step back and reflect. Right? They say trust your inner guidance and to spend some time like breathing and evaluating your direction. All right. Next week, the cards are saying with the Hermit here, clarifying the Death card, the card is saying to trust your inner guidance and to spend some time evaluating. Focus on, wisdom rather than the outside noise. Also, I feel real nervous right now. So somebody has a business that excites them. Like, I normally don't feel this type of energy. Okay. So with the Hermit here, it looks like you're getting ready to meet an old wise man or someone very knowledgeable in their field, and they're going to tell you something. There's a very strong possibility that it's a Virgo that is driving this. I see a Gemini too, right? So you're being advised to make decisions that align with your values next week and not just profit. You need to step back a little bit and see what's up on the inside. And doing this brings you the Empress. Okay. That's Beyonce. You get Beyonce, honey. The Empress brings creation and growth and abundance and nurturing energy, right? And in business advice, like this might be nurturing an idea until it grows, building something that helps others, allowing creation and intuition to guide expansion, right? It can also indicate a project that becomes very fruitful if cared properly. So I kind of feel like intuitively, you might have to let go of something quick in order to move into another direction, maybe. that could possibly create some sky. Like you might have to let go of a tree house in order to get a skyscraper, but you may not see it right away. It's in your instincts. Like the path is in your instincts. And people are going to be like, why, what's up? Why don't you hustle for that? And it's like you're going to listen to what's guiding you. And what's guiding you is going to take you straight to the Empress. So you got to come back and tell me what the hell that was about, child, because I don't. All it's saying is, next week, the advice is to really listen to your values and not the money. And you might have to let something go that don't make no sense. And you're gonna be like, "Girl, I ain't letting that go. I don't give a damn. I don't give a good goddamn about my values. My values can kiss my ass." Hello. Let's see what the charms are saying. We haven't talked to them in a while. Huh? What are the charms saying about March? Huh. Hmm. It seems like March is about building, okay? Not quite ready to necessarily go. It looks like, the charms are saying, uh, for you business owners, they're saying delay gratification because the sun is going to shine in this business, okay? But just delay it. Now, we have a very interesting amulet here. We have the Sagittarius, and the Sagittarius is moving forward quickly, and he's shooting for an aim and going for it. However, it came in with all that action turned around, and the sun was there too, turned around. And what I'm getting out of this is go ahead and go through the pain of building um, the system, the standard of operations that will allow the next person to know how to run your business, each part of it, without you being there. They said that it's going to hurt so bad to do this. And they said that it's going to be such a mother freaking inconvenience. But in the long run, you are going to be in the Bahamas in 4 years with other people running your business rather than you running it. If you built the infrastructure, the standard of operations. All right. You'll understand what I'm saying later. Some of you, the cards are telling me that you understand completely what I'm talking about. In fact, you are going to look up how to build a system. Okay. Because, and I'm probably talking to people who are seeing themselves with seven figures, not six figures, which is okay though. But, seven-figure business owners build systems like how to do their job. They literally like create a manual. Sometimes they have little visuals, pictures that show you do this step, that step, that step. Because the whole idea is to get out of working, right? You don't want to work there anymore. So we want to build you a business, not a glorified job. A business means it's an asset, right? You ain't got to be there. But I just kind of feel like they're saying, as these coins start coming in, make sure you are lining up with your values. You're treating people the way you want to treat them. You're not rushing the business, scared, thinking that this is the business that's going to take care of you, because God takes care of you, not the business. The business is not the higher power. The business is just a thing that we do for fun, right? For security and all that great stuff. So again, your advice is to, let go of something. I don't know if it's a person or something that's outdated. You get the death card. I just want to clarify that. The fuck? Yeah, but it's clarified by the lovers, the hermit and the empress. The business. Right. The death card is moving into towards the teacher. Why would they advise death? What are you saying? Why would you advise death? I think that somebody is like, you could be trying to go into two different directions. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Let's get some more cards. What are you saying? Oh, okay. All right. So it looks like the cards are saying, with that death card, that you really need to like lay something else down. Something has to die in order for your business to really get going. It could be a person. It could be an opportunity, but I already explained it, but it looks like something you really want to do. But then you're gonna think about it and be like, you know what? I think it's best if I do it this way. And it's going to be a hard decision to make. It's going to be a real hard decision because this is going to affect your money. But it's like either a older, a wiser person in business is going to guide you. This is all right. Now, the manifest success oracle cards have light bulb, anchor, and coins for next week. Light bulb, anchors, and coins. Ooh, look, money's coming. Isn't that great? Light bulb is like some type of new idea or insight that could become financially successful. See, it's like you're gonna get some type of light bulb. Like, oh, that's where the money is, huh? Or like, oh, I should do this instead of that. And it causes something else to die that maybe you was getting down with. So they're telling you to, this is still advice. You are about to get this. I mean, you are about to get this idea that if you would listen to yourself, baby, baby. So they say pay attention to inspiration. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And it says write down ideas. I'm not too good at that. I'm gonna have a pen and get me some paper. I'm gonna have some paper right here in case some ideas show up. Is this pen working? Yeah. Okay. It says pay attention to money. So Anchor says money blocks, being stuck. Hmm. Being stuck, but money coming in, wealth. Hmm. I feel like up until now, you you were blocked by how you used to think about money last week or even last month. But now I feel like you're changing. You could be listening to some positive affirmations about money, like something drew you here. And if you're still around, yeah, you ain't joking. You ain't playing about your money. And it ain't gonna be playing about you either, right? Something is about to shift. Like the way that you used to look about and think about money next week or business, something is going to completely die. And if you don't mind, let me give you an example. I have been studying wealth, just listening to YouTube videos called How to Be a Billionaire, to be honest. That's all I've been doing. And then I write down the answers. And what has died for me is the idea of working for money, right? Because I have always thought that you work. This is new, so be with me. I always thought that you worked for money. Okay, that's what everybody in my life do. But in these billionaire videos, they they don't think like that. They think that things are supposed to work for them. Like when they get into a business, they create a system that functions without them being there. And they think like that day one. Nobody ever told me no shit like that. They spend a lot of the income that they get from their business, they put it back into creating a system that will help them automate their business or run it without them being there. When I say system, I'm just simply talking about a Word document that tells you how to do each job, child. Can you believe that? They think about that day one. They start documenting what they do. Let's say they clean house, unlock door, turn on lights, spray bathroom with bleach, wash dishes. They systemize that because their whole objective is they don't work for money. They don't work for money. They they work for they work for buying systems that will buy them their time back. Like they don't work for money. They don't even think like that. They get the money to create a system and make that system work for it. And the system is really just some SOPs, standard operating procedures. And there are templates online for free, you know? So that's my death card. Like, damn, are you serious? These people, hold on. Let me just take this in, okay? These people do not work for money. They spend their first year in business building the system, not the business. They don't build businesses, they build systems from day one. Let me think about that. Well, surely there's gotta already be some systems that are already out there that can probably help. Probably don't have to build everything by myself. So in the past, when I got some money, yeah, I thought about consumption. Now, when I think about money, I think about now I can pay this person from India to write this so that that part of that system is taken care of. Where I am, friends, is not knowing where to put it. I'm just blown away. Anyway, okay. So the death card is something like that. Like the way that you see something, they're saying to completely, you might, it might be a client, I don't know. Okay. But with the light bulb, anchor represents like identifying some blocks that you may have in the business. Okay. It also represents stabilize your financial foundation, like stabilize it. That's the advice that this oracle, which is how many ancient years is this occult tool? It was created in the 15th century. I mean, can you believe that something in the 16th century is still being used today? Yeah, I really listen to the tarot. I mean, like I really do. I make life decisions off of cards, like major life choices. Okay. And so I am not I am not a psychic. I am telling you what this oracle is saying. And what it's saying is you're going to have some loop. Well, these are oracles, not the tarot. But this is saying that as far as advice, they're saying that you have some very lucrative ideas, and these ideas that this force, okay, is picking up on you thinking about. It's saying that those ideas, in fact, could be new income sources that you are getting downloads from your creator. And it's saying to anchor it, anchor those downloads. And because, but I also see they say anchor it until it's financially sound. Like, okay, I can start a UGC agency. Okay. Now I need this, I need that, whatever anchors it for you. And the advice is um, they're advising you like what it's amazing. They're advising you to do exactly what I just said. They're saying with when money comes in, anchor it, right? Back into this new idea that you have and get it anchored by being financially sound. In other words, like if you get some money, go ahead and buy the software that would automate your business. Because what that does is that means you don't have to do it, right? Like apparently these wealthy people, they built things that will automate businesses. Like a lot of them are buying laundromats in the first quarter, right? They focus on assets, things where they don't have to be there. So if they start a business, they take their coins, right? They take the idea and they anchor it with money. Okay. That's the other advice that you're getting is or we're getting is to start repairing your credit score, because start now, because your business is going to need something down the line, that if you start getting your credit score taken care of, you're going to be able to borrow to get this, that, or whatever. Okay. But the 10 of coins is saying stabilize. I mean, the anchor in the 10 of coins is saying stabilize the stabilize the financial foundation and avoid remaining tied to outdated models and methods and stuff. Right? Uh, yeah. Right? They're saying invest wisely and follow through on good ideas and allow money to flow towards well planned projects. That anchoring is saying you need to take we need to take our ideas and anchor them. Next week, think about say this to yourself. How can I anchor this? How can I anchor this idea? Okay, now that I anchored it like that, how can I anchor it better? What can I do to get this thing, down to where it's anchored? All right. So, they're also wanting you to take accountability for your financial structure. It looks like some of you need to think a little bit more about your financial structure for your business. Okay, like, is it an LLC? Is it a C corporation? Do you have a separate bank account for your business? Right? Sometimes, if you're not making any business, that doesn't make any sense because they charge you every month, right? Do you have a bookkeeper? Do you know what your taxes are going to be in after the first quarter, right? So they're saying this is the advice. The advice is to review debts, get your credit taken care of, strengthen the financial system. So they're not even talking about client retention management or client acquisition. They're talking about getting your financial structure together. When you have an invoice, does it go to QuickBooks? Okay, when QuickBooks get it, does it go to the tax office? For some of you, you are at the point in your business where there needs to be a more solid um, financial structure. So you might need to get a bookkeeper. Okay. Um, and this is, they said that, this will, they said the time to do this, the transformation or the breakthrough connected to this advice may become clearer or will begin to unfold in April. But it looks like this week, the the spiritual teacher is saying, get your financial structure a little clearer. So when I get paid, my money is going into a business account and I pay myself 10%, right? Because the money that the business gets, it should be separate from the money that you are paying yourself to run the business, right? Yeah, they're saying to strengthen your financial system next week. Like, let's see what the coins have to say. I mean, the churns. Hey, oh, you hear these sounds, huh? You're liking that, huh? Oh, goodness, something fell. Okay, so I'm seeing the federal government. Some of you, it's really time to legalize your financial structure. So if you get some money next week, like if some money comes in, go ahead and spend that $125 on making your business um, legalized, you know? And with the B here, you need to do that in a hurry. You need to be busy with that. Yeah, here goes that anchor again. And it really looks like I feel that some of you may have a sole proprietorship, and they're saying that that's not going to work. Um, I saw the federal government card, so yeah, I saw this. And I'm seeing the Marine Corps. I wonder what that has to do with any. Yeah, I kind of feel like that's contracts. Like get your EIN number and yeah, and the Sagittarius is pointing to the bookkeeper. So you guys, some of you, yeah. So next week, get your finances in order. It says not your finances, but your financial structure. Okay. And they're saying financial discipline and repair when necessary right now. It looks like, to be honest, some of you need to set up a financial structure that you don't necessarily touch. Okay, like when the clients pay you, they pay like this, and this goes into that account, and or that goes into this trust or whatever. Anyway, it looks like the timing or the new phase of this, the timing card suggests that April is when a lot of these things are, a lot of you might do that in April. They're just saying, make sure at least by April uh, 31st that, you have some paper signed and stuff like that. Okay. Um, Also, some of you might be spiritual teachers, okay? If those of you, a lot of you are teachers or spiritual teachers, and you trade time for money, right? So then if you trade time for money, then it's very important for you to focus on, building you some assets so you don't have to be there, right? Like courses, how I recorded that class still makes me money. You do it one time and it just keeps making you money. All right. But it looks like whatever this business is that you're doing, some of you have a calling to share your knowledge or teach through classes, seminars, sessions. You could, helping others. But whenever you teach this class, this seminar or session, you can record it and get paid for it, the next time or whatever. But definitely a part of your path, it includes educating or mentoring others. I wonder why they're telling you to nurture with the Empress card here and then with the Anchor card. Why are they saying that? Hmm. Hmm. Damn, I'm so tired of seeing that bitch. I don't know what to do. So basically, the simple advice that we have for next week with this death card is to release outdated patterns. It could even be saying release outdated software. For those of you who were at the first meeting, I was saying I was getting ready to hire this back office, for my side hustle. And I went to the website and they didn't have a chat box, right? And I mean, maybe small. I who doesn't I mean, I said, something is odd. Why isn't there like a chat box that's answering my questions? And then the first company I went to, their chat box hallucinated. And I'm like, how are you in business and have a chat box that hallucinates? I might as well go get some chat box that doesn't hallucinate. Like Fiverr, their chat box is awesome, man. It is highly sophisticated. It'll tell you anything, right? So you know that a company is real up to date. All right. Listen, if you know a reader, if you're trying to get a reading and that reader has a chat box, girl, that bitch is bad. Okay. If you go to her website and there's a chat box that says, well, hello and welcome to the website. And because the chat boxes captures leads and makes appointments now. Hmm. Hmm. Anyway, it looks like basically, um, it looks like you're going to be, the suggestion is to release some type of outdated method or structure. Okay. And then with the lovers, the suggestion is to make choices aligned with your deepest purpose and trust your inner wisdom. Trust it and experience because you're going to be nurturing some type of new idea that can, okay, because the light bulb is going to come on, okay? And this new idea, it can grow financially and emotionally. It's like it's in alignment with your values, very much so. Now, there may be some some financial or structural blocks here. With the anchor, we see money blocks being stuck. Like this could be credit, this could be needing to do some credit repairing. Okay. It's like you have to start taking care of your responsibilities. If you have an old loan or credit card you haven't paid, they're saying just go ahead and start being responsible with your credit because you're going to need some money in like a year or two, right? And if you start handling shit that went bizarre now, in a year or two, when you need that $30,000 or $150,000 to get the building downtown, they'll let you. Okay, that's what this oracle is saying. That something is going to be jumping off so big that you're going to need a major loan in order to jump off. And if you start, like if paying up on people, contacting them, making arrangements, by the time that time period comes along, um, you know, you everything will be all right. So, they're saying to address whatever structural block you have here, to address it um, responsibly. Yeah. And that will lead to long term stability and wealth. Literally, if you were to contact a credit repair place, or, I know that's real hard to do though, but if you can do it, that's the advice. But that's real hard to do. It looks like some of you who are watching, you have a real good business idea, and, you know, it's really going to take off. They're also suggesting that you get a mentor, okay, like somebody who can. They're suggesting that you stay in touch with who you see as your spiritual teacher. So I don't know if that's like somebody on TV, if it's, your auntie, if it's the old lady down the street, if it's your sponsor. But it seems like you need a lot of spirituality as you're moving towards growing a business. Okay. All right. Now let's look at the final outcome and then we will be done with this reading. Yeah, this reading is for people who love business like me. Shout out to all the Capricorns out there. Hey, Cappies. All right. Let's take a look at the answer. This is what is happening next week with your business and side hustle. It looks like you experience the unknown next week. It also looks like doors open. Some type of door is open that has not been open before, and you're going to walk into the unknown, whether the unknown is a business, a company, an opportunity. You're going to walk into the unknown, right? And I don't know what this means, but it's saying that your woman's intuition is just going to be kick ass next week. Your intuition is just going to be flawless, right? And it's also kind of telling you, God, your intuition is going to be right on. You just go right ahead. If it tells you I think I should, you know what? I think I should do it like this instead of like that because then I can build a system instead of working at my job or working at my business. Yeah. Yeah. You start getting little thoughts like that, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. You bad. You bad. So, this is the final row for the energy from March 15th to 22. And we're weaving all of the symbols together. And this spread ends with a very strong, intuitive, transformational energy to it. It started with the Wheel of Fortune. The whole reason that you had the Wheel of Fortune is because you've been in this energy. Baby, your intuition is awesome. Your intuition landed you with the Wheel of Fortune and check and look what fell out of this bitch. See, intuition, 10 of Pentacles. No intuition. Well, you might still have the 10 of Pentacles, but definitely with the intuition comes the 10 of Pentacles, child. And this just fell out the deck. But I feel with the high priestess, this represents like intuition, hidden knowledge, spiritual awareness. So I don't know if you're going to be doing a lot of manifestation, listening to, people who, like for instance, one of the things that I do is I act like it's already done. And, that's hidden spiritual knowledge of manifestation. Some of you might be using affirmations, right? But I feel like maybe a lot of you are going to be doing vision boards, probably, maybe. But something is happening behind the scenes, and not everything is revealed immediately. You're still learning. But intuition is going to be more reliable than surface appearances. I just told you that. I went to this company to be my back office, and they didn't have a chat box. And it's like every company has a chat box. Why have they been around since 2018 and they don't have a chat box? And I was getting ready to give them my social security number and my personal information, and my intuition kicked in and said, "Now something ain't right." And I did a background check, and there were like letters to the Better Business Bureau about how they just were cheated. Somebody contacted the Federal Trade Commission and said that company cheated them out of their money. And they just shined so brightly. It made everything look so nice. That's why the high priestess is saying next week, you're going to be able to see right through the bullshit. Listen to that intuition. But I feel that there has been some information about a company, a business that hasn't really surfaced yet, but will definitely influence decisions. Now, your clarifying card was the high priestess again. So the high priestess is coming in very strong. You really need to listen to yourself. I'm saying next week, if you even almost think something is wrong, if it's like a nah, let me nah, don't you nah nothing. You listen, because there's some shit that's hidden that you don't know about, and you need to know about it. And somebody, quiet observation next week. Don't rush into no decision. I don't even know if you should sign that contract yet. We need to sit on this bitch. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because the situation is still forming beneath the surface. And I don't know, this fool next to the high priestess, I don't like that too much. Next to the tower, don't jump into nothing foolish. Don't jump into nothing foolish because it's going to fuck you up. You see? You see? You need to step back and say, I'm going to think about this for a minute. I'll get back with you. I'm going to think about it. See, there might be an offer, there might be a proposition, and you might say no to it. You think about it because it don't sound right. We got the fool next to the tower. But there's some type of foolish decision that will blow up in your face. It's like the Karen Clark story. One of the girls, I think the writer of the group, they offered her a new car if she signed over all of her rights to them. And she signed that paper that gave him the rights to all of her songs. Now she gets no royalties because she just saw that shiny new car. Fucked her up. Something like that. It's something like that. It's like you don't know better. You don't know about this thing, and it looks fine to you. That's why all you got, for some of you, the only thing that's going to help you is your instincts. Otherwise, you're going to fuck yourself up by signing something or moving forward with some type of, don't sign, put it this way, don't sign nothing into after Mercury retrograde. Now, if it's something like LLC, yeah, go ahead and do that. No, it could be something like that. Like it could be that. Like you like, okay, I need to get an LLC, but you might need an S corporation. And so, if you have like a sole proprietorship, they're going to charge you 20% of your income. But if you have an S corporation and it makes $100,000, right? But then you have your financial structure that you just made $30,000, then they just tax the $30,000 because that's your income, right? Now, some of you might go ahead and file for an LLC when you really needed an S corp. So I don't know because I'm not a tax attorney. But I see that somebody is getting ready to jump into something without fully understanding what they're doing, and it's going to fuck you up. Don't do it. You need to, it looks like with this lady having her typewriter there, it looks like you might need to do some more research before you go ahead and do that thing. So I say if you really don't know the difference between a C corporation, an S corporation, and an LLC and what they really do, you need to talk to somebody, but it might not be that though. It just might be a contract. If you're, you know what I'm saying? Like this chick, she a dead man was in her house, and the police came and asked her some questions. And her instinct said to just not tell the police nothing. They said, what happened here? She said, I am implementing my constitutional right to remain silent. And I'm not speaking until I have a lawyer. Well, they made the police mad because that means they were going to have to do their job. She didn't say nothing. She got her a lawyer. Her lawyer was like, well, we don't know what happened. Did you see her DNA on the dead body? Well, we didn't either. Somebody dropped the dead body off, as far as we're concerned, and she came home because she didn't say nothing. Right. That woman, she's from Denver. She got off. I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be back. So if you are about to sign something, you tell them, hold on, I'm gonna have my dad look at this, or I'm gonna have my best friend look at it, or I'm gonna have my lawyer look at it. Yeah. But somebody ain't gonna listen, and you about to do some dumb shit, and it's gonna fuck you up. Yeah, you're gonna go ahead and file an LLC when you needed to file an S corp, and then when your taxes come, you gonna see how much money you owe, or it could be something completely different. I don't know. All I know is don't do shit that you don't know nothing about. You say, I don't know enough about this to sign this right now, but I'm gonna get back with you. Go to Chat GPT if you need to, and you ask Chat GPT, what should I be warned about? Or, or copy and paste whatever you got and say, what are they saying? Or how can they fuck me over with this? You know what I'm saying? Okay. But I do see some type of new beginning, or you taking some type of risk next week. And I see you stepping into the unknown. And I see that twice. You're going to be stepping into the unknown, right? I see some type of fresh opportunity happening, starting something new, maybe even taking a leap of faith. Some type of new chapter is going to be open, even if the path is not completely clear right now. All right. Um, but this new thing is looking at the tower. This new thing leads to a tower, and the tower represents some type of sudden change, some type of revelation or disruption that clears away old structures. I remember I got the tower once when I had really liked this chick, right? I really liked her. And she was on TikTok. And, um, we all liked her. We were all feeling her, and she was using us all for money. And I remember I saw the tower when I had pulled the cards. And the tower was, I found out that she had a girlfriend, right? So everybody was like hooping and hollering over her because she was creating content that basically showed her single and, whatever, whatever. And then I found out she had a girlfriend. And so everything stopped. So it's like, it's something that causes some type of sudden change, some type of sudden revelation or disruption that clears away old structures. So, in the combination of the fool, so we have the fool and the high priestess with the tower is some type of unexpected news, a sudden realization, a shift that pushes someone towards a new direction, maybe. Okay. And it's shocking at first, but its purpose is to remove what was unstable so something better can be built. So when I found out that she had a girlfriend, it was like, oh, okay, well, let me move on. I'm not going to waste any more time over here. All right. And then, I found me somebody. Now, the card that fell out was the 10 of Pentacles. So even though you have this little tower moment and you might, do something that fucks you up, or if you don't listen to your intuition, the card that fell out is the 10 of Pentacles. And this is a card that represents long-term wealth. I want to really reiterate that because what I'm seeing here is business that has the ability to pay you a lot of money in the long term. Whatever you're building right now, it can leave a legacy. Child, do I have any chocolate? Do I have any? What kind of candy do I have? I have some lemon heads. Okay. This represents financial security, stable business success. And it fell out. And when something falls out, I kind of interpret it as an underlying blessing or a long term outcome beyond the immediate situation. So even though there is some type of tower moment, the long term financial trajectory can still lead towards stability and prosperity. All right. Now, this these oracles are called manifest success oracles. And what the manifest success oracle said about your outcome is award, moon, and pendulum. Award, moon, and pendulum. So with the award card, there's something is paying off. It's like you could even get some recognition. Like you could get in, they might choose your client, they might choose you, right? I see even winning money, you might even win some money. Hi, Capricorn goddess, right? Um, so I see that there would be some type of recognition and reward by next Sunday. So there's maybe some acknowledgement for good work completed, some type of financial payoff, some type of success, something being noticed, right? But it's with the moon, okay? And the moon can represent like fleeting funds, maybe, or with the high priestess here, okay? With the high priestess here and the moon, money may come from an unexpected source, but it looks like it's unclear, a situation not fully understood yet. You still might be in the research phase, or something like that. I feel that, again, follow guidance that feels more intuitive than obvious. There could be temporary fluctuations too before with this pendulum card here. Like, money might be kind of back and forth. Okay. There could be temporary fluctuations before um, clarity really comes. But the pendulum to me represents fluctuating income, maybe even a new strategy, indecision, maybe. It suggests maybe there might be a period of ups and downs before balance actually comes. So I see there might be some variable income, right? You might be adjusting your strategies next week. You might even get a sales funnel audit. Um, like, okay, why isn't my page converting? They go to the checkout and then they don't convert. What's happening? Okay, so you might even get like some type of conversion sales audit and fix it. Maybe it's the wrong colors. Maybe they don't like the offer. Maybe you're not leading with the offer, right? Or maybe you're not leading with the value exchange. It can be anything. Okay. So I see you doing like adjusting strategies. Some of you're gonna maybe find out why your sales are not converting, and then try something different depending on what you sell and where you are. I feel like that's for somebody that has a Shopify account. I see you evaluating different options before settling on one. So you might do some test markets next week. You might do some, test markets. I feel like next week is going to be a period of recalibration. Like you're going to be recalibrating rather than final stability. Next week is like, okay, if we do this and we go on Instagram this many times and we have this many, and that's good. So basically I feel like you're going to be doing marketing strategies. You could be getting some new marketing strategies, trying different things out to see uh, what increases your conversion rate. And I see that there might be uh, in different ways that money may come in. It may not be the primary product. All right. And I see fluctuating income with the pendulum, and I see you trying new different ways. But I also see doors open. Okay. So doors are opening, and we see that in the long run, the 10 of Pentacles is your ultimate answer. But I feel that you're going to be doing some things that are very different for you. Very maybe different from your brand, or trying to find a brand, or you could be introducing a new product line. And it looks like it's good with the award card there. Okay. It's just that there's a lot of things that are unknown about how it's going to reach the target market. So you're going to be trying different things to see what reaches the market. And for those of you that that resonates with, it looks like one of the things is really not going to work. And you might be violating whatever platform you're on. You might be violating the policy, and you might lose your account. So it looks like you need to be really thorough with this new way of reaching, your this new audience or whatever. Now, for others of you, however, you might try this new marketing and it might just explode. Like, it's going to make things take off so much that it'll just show you how that you're not ready for this type of explosion. Let's clarify the tower. So it looks like you go into your mind and you say, we should try to market like this. And you do this thing, and then what? Oh, it explodes. Oh, it explodes. It's a happy explosion. Oh, my bad. Okay. Okay. So remember I said it's gonna fuck you up? It is gonna fuck you up, but it's in a good way. You went, oh my God, I don't have the paperwork, I don't have the contracts, I don't have this ready, or I don't have time, or they want to do it on Friday and I'm at work, or whatever it is. It looks like from your intuition, you're gonna step out and try something. It's gonna really take the fuck off for some of you, and it's gonna make you really happy, but you may not be ready for it. Let's see. Let's clarify it. I don't know. Something you're gonna I think you're gonna test the market, and you're gonna get a very positive response, whoever that resonates for, if you're testing the market next week. All right. Now, the money business oracle cards for the answer is employee benefits mixed with debt. Okay. So it looks like there might be some financial obligations tied to professional structures. So you might have to hire out some help. You might have to hire some people to help you. I see stuff related to benefits packaging, financial responsibilities. What are those people called? Vendors. So next week, I feel that you're going to have some collaborations. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. That's a real, real good thing. Okay. But I do see stuff regarding employees next week, and contracts and paying them, or paying a vendor, or, I see financial responsibilities connected to work, balancing gain with liability here. So I see that there can be like advantages and obligations tied to the same situation. That's exactly what I see. Like, I'm going to hire this new employee, but I have to get workers' compensation for him and employment insurance. Or, that's just a hypothetical situation like that. Okay. So, again, the card that I got from the spiritual instinct deck is door is open. This is a very positive sign. It indicates that opportunities are going to become available to you next week. A path is going to open that wasn't visible before for some of you. And almost like you need to give yourself permission to move forward. All right. And I think that the strongest thing that I'm getting though is opportunity exists, but you must choose to walk through it, if that's what you want to do. Now, I do see the Time Oracle card, and the Time Oracle card is saying later than you think. So I feel like the full outcome may take longer to fully reveal itself. I do see that for many of you, patience is going to be required with this business and just this week. What appears suddenly with the tower may actually be a part of a longer unfolding process. The Life Purpose Oracle deck says, as far as this is like a comprehensive reading about business, and what it's saying is your energy card is energy healing, energy healing, and this card connects the outcome to healing, intuition, and spiritual awareness. So it suggests themes of intuitive work. Okay, you might be a counselor, a therapist, a reader. um, some of you may somehow help others restore balance in some area of their life. Okay. And I also sense that you might be using energetic sensitivity to guide decisions. It kind of reinforces the high priestess energy of intuition and spiritual perception. For instance, let me give you an example. I had this client who she before she approaches, she does B2B, and before she approaches any business, her intuition told her to do extensive research on the business before she approached it for business. She wanted to know about the CEO, what they had going, what the mission statement was, what the values are in the company. And it really got her seen, and it opened doors because she took the time to listen. She asked me, she was like, well, how would I want to be approached if I had the money and I was in business and somebody was wanting my services? And she said, I wouldn't want to know anything about them without them first telling me that they know a lot about me. Right? So she said, if somebody was approaching me for business, I want them to know what I do, who I am, what we're all about, what we're trying to do, and I want them to be excited about working for me. And she said that, a lot of times people just don't even think about the business that they are trying to approach. They just go ahead and it's all about them. So her intuition was like, I'm going to do something different than the other people in her field were doing. She said, instead of just sending them a letter telling them how I want them to make me money, I'm going to really research the company and find out who they're all about and what they're all about, what their mission is, and I'm going to tell them how I can help them fulfill that mission. Isn't that a great idea? Now, she got them contracts. She did. She knows she did. And she didn't get that out of no business school. She didn't get that out of, it was her straight intuition that told her to do that. So that's kind of like what I'm getting from, like this energy card. Like what is my energy? How can I help you? How can I be of service to your company? What value can I really bring? But first, let me see what you are all about and how I can really help you right? So that's what I think it means about using energetic sensitivity to guide decisions. So basically, um, the combine. Oh, this is your angel card. It says, "You are so much closer to a powerful breakthrough than you may realize. You have been praying for things like this. You have been praying for things to heal, new opportunities to appear, and relationships to improve. And all these prayers will be answered soon." Good for us, huh? So basically, if I were reading this combination, for the week, it's just a powerful moment of insight and transition. There might be unexpected development or revelations, okay? But there's going to be some type of new opportunity or direction opening. You're going to take a leap of faith in something, okay? It looks like some type of important information is going to remain partially hidden for now. Because so in other words, there might be things about your industry that you don't know about. And when you find out about it, you're gonna be like, what? There might be some fluctuations or uh, uncertainty in the short term here with the pendulum and the moon, but there's also signs of recognition and reward for past effort. The Ten of Pentacles appearing unexpectedly suggests that, the long term potential for this business is much more stable and prosperous than this short term fluctuation might suggest. So, don't get it twisted. Your business has a lot of potential, but that's just where we are for next week. So, and the spiritual message here, is some of you are really tied, to your life purpose here. But the spiritual message is to trust your intuition and inner guidance. Not everything will make logical sense immediately, but the path forward is very rewarding. So something shifts this week and it reveals a new path. Even if the situation feels uncertain at first, there are signs of recognition, opportunity, and long term financial stability emerging. You just need to trust your intuition and be open to the new direction that appears. But let's not forget, for those of you who were here in the beginning, the overall theme was the Wheel of Fortune, right? So the week is governed by the Wheel of Fortune, which means that there is some type of turning point, some type of cycles are shifting, circumstances are moving, and situations that were stagnant begins to change, right? And I remember, oh, there's the Emperor, the Star, and the Strength. So the energy of this week is regaining control and direction after a period of uncertainty. Okay. But and then the business oracle those showed some job loss, um, but it also showed multitasking, like suggesting that some professional environments may experience restructuring or transitions, but these shifts create momentum towards you being more independent. And timing is really important. And I feel that strategic decisions may now increase earning power with those cards. All right. So again, your financial card was the Queen of Pentacles. That's very good. That emphasized practical financial management, business stability, maybe even earning money from traditional paths. Like maybe your finances this week is going to come from your old job or the job that you have. Cats are freaky as hell. I mean, like there's something kind of devilish about her. you know? They're really, I can see why they're with witches. Um, anyway, uh, yeah, from what I remember, it looked like you were going to have some small gains, right? And I feel like this is just kind of like the beginning, right? Remember, the advice was to stay aligned with your higher power, stay aligned with your values, because there's some type of new lucrative idea. So there might be an explosion, but then it's going to lead you to the idea that might lead to wealth. All right. So, yeah, and look into credit repair. It's time to start exercising discipline, right? And the sharing. I mean, where's the teacher card at? Oh, here we go. The spiritual teacher here. You might need a mentor. You might need to join some support groups. We have the support card, or some of you might be a part. Your life purpose. Oh goodness, involves sharing knowledge, teaching, mentoring, or guiding others. Right. So that's it. This is about turning points and transitions this week. Professional circumstances may shift. Okay. You might have to give something up in order for something else to go forward. There's going to be some type of temporary fluctuation or a tight spot, but with careful management and strategy and initiative, you're able to move forward. There's going to be some transformation in new directions, letting go of outdated structures or approaches. I see doors opening for you, right? And there's things that you don't know about yet. Developments are unfolding that may not be completely visible, right? But your intuition and your inner guidance will be particularly important. I really would suggest you meditate this week. You just put the YouTube timer on for 5 minutes and just get still and say, "Talk to me." All right. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed your reading. Thank you for watching part two. Hi, and God bless.